Hello guys, I am back from another video and today we're talking about Deku gave up on being a hero. So in the last video Deku after waking up and being told that they're gonna be well giving themselves names for their first day on the internship. So Izuku said that he didn't want to have a hero name mostly because it's annoying and he doesn't want to become a hero. So Nezu gladly did. So just a few things. Mostly randomly, mostly because, I didn't like the most of the things that I said in the video, like the last part, were pretty much random things. Mostly the shadow creature thing. Yeah, the shadow creature thing, it's totally random. So yeah, let's just skip to this part. This is actually going to be really important for the story. So, after being rejected by Izuku, Momo became angry because she believed that she was almighty and every boy liked her. But Izuku, this kid that she absolutely loved, just decided to reject her. So, yeah, she was kind of mad. Actually, not even kind of, more like really angry. So, yeah. So, after telling her parents about Izuku, she showed a picture of him, and they know about Izuku during their time when the company was booming until they were attacked by an SCP. Wait for a second. During that time, they didn't even know what SCPs are until they decided to go to the SCP Foundation for help. So, after seeing Izuku for the first, they didn't really cared. And some of them even laughed because Izuku was quirkless, but did wielded, Quetzal. But when they saw Izuku in battle, they instantly, stopped laughing. Because Izuku was brutal, ripping the eyes out of like, seriously, like, ripping out the eyes of that SCP, and then decapitating his legs, making him crippled for the rest of his days. And then, when Izuku did that, Izuku just dragged them out like an animal. The, well, well, owners, being Momo's mother and father, they were impressed but also terrified. So they basically apologized, but Izuku just looked at them and said this. Don't talk to me, trash. So, after that, well, conversation that their daughter was in love with Izuku, they decided to do this. They've basically blackmailed the entire SCP Foundation if they don't, comply with their, so-called fair rules. One of them being that Izuku is going to be marrying Momo, so yeah. So, that was basically the end of the episode right there. So, yeah, let's go back to the video, specifically the story. So, let's talk about what happens next. So, Ezekiel, Diana, and Lilith started going to their internships. Ezekiel goes to Thunderbolt's internship as he says this. Nice to meet you. So, you must be Ezekiel? As Ezekiel says this. Yeah. As he said this. Um, I wanted to ask you this. Why did you decide to name yourself, or at least name your hero name, just basically your name, like your actual first name? As Izuku says this, because I don't really care about hero names. Anyway, let's just start. So, they started going on patrols, pretty simple, until one day, when it was the last, almost to the last day of, the internship, they were told that there was an attack in the far side of the region where they saw, several of these undead creatures, which Izuku thinks it's probably all for one, using the powers of season. I'm probably saying that wrong, so just comment down below if I'm saying it right. So, after Izuku was notified of that, Izuku started going off. So, when Izuku was moving over there, Izuku sees tons and tons of these Nomu. As Izuku looks and sees several creatures which don't even look human, but they seem to be fighting against these things, these Nomus. One of them had a white shirt. Not a white shirt, more like a black dress, I meant. Not a white shirt, the black the black dress, by the way. It's black dress. So, it seems to be a girl with a black dress and black hair and seems to be wearing some sort of simple, well, like a simple paper mask, like one of those ones that you would probably get in like the dollar store or something. The other one seems to be a boy wearing a simple hoodie, wielding two axes, and has a weird face mask and goggles. Two others were wearing, an orange hoodie and black, well, whatever it is, it definitely looks like a face. He has a dark face with, well, a creepy smile, a red one to be specific, and has red eyes. The other one seems to be normal-ish, I guess. He has, well, a normal paper mask, and also be wielding a gun. Like, seriously, he's just wielding a gun. And the leader is one that he recognizes. It's the one that's, well, how do I say it? The one who basically made Izuku unconscious that one time. When Izuku got attacked by that, whatever that thing is, the one that looks like a humanoid creature. Like, basically, that one that has like a, human-like appearance, but except super skinny and doesn't have like, well, female slash, male like anatomy. Like, seriously, it just looks malnourished, basically. And I'm talking about the rake, by the way. So, yeah. As they seem to be being commanded by this creature, Izuku comes towards him as being a, what do you call, one of them being the one that Izuku saw during in the, well in the sports festival, the one with the leaking eye holes with like the black substance coming out of his mask. He seems to have a weird looking, well, what definitely looks like a weapon. Izuku realizes that's a scalpel as he says this. So, we meet again. Nice to meet you. I guess we never I meant, I can't believe that I didn't even introduce myself for the first time. I'm really sorry about that. Um, you can call me Jack. Eyeless Jack. As Zuku says this. Wait, Eyeless Jack? Huh, what a weird name. Anyway, what are you doing here? And what's with that creature over there? Is that your boss? As he says this. Yes. Now, I'm currently trying to be, a good little puppet and get ready for, a certain war. As Zuku says this. What war? As the creature with the fine suit and tentacles coming out of his back says this. Hey. As Jack says this. Alright, guess I have to go back to my usual job, killing these fucking things. He gets his scalpel as he starts tearing into that creature. As he opens up his mask, showing off these jagged, almost knife-like teeth, as he starts burying his fangs, or whatever they are, into the creature or the Nomu, and starts eating his kidneys. Izuku was horrified, but Izuku saw that he was surrounded. As Izuku says this, God dang it. So, Izuku gets Quetzal. As Izuku starts giving it, his blood, as Quetzal says this. Alright, let's take him down. As the, axe heads, I guess I can call them, start moving as almost like a chainsaw. They started tearing into the Nomu's arm. Izuku starts, swinging his, sword, killing more of these Nomus. or at least normal-like creatures. Izuku gets his, well, spear, or what you call a spear in, like, Mayan, well, myth. I just, well, searched up, like, Mayan fantasy type, weapons, and that's what I got. I just mixed them with, like, other such stuff. So, basically, that's what I got. So, Izuku throws it at one of the, well, groups, and it causes it to basically explode in a big, well, wind explosion. Wait for a second. So, while Izuku was fighting, the faceless man was watching him as he says this. Alright, Jane, I need you to try and get this guy. I want you to capture him but not kill him. Tiki, and you, Masky, hurry up. I need all of you to kill them instantly. And you, Smiley, take on that other group over there. As the several Nomus started getting destroyed by all of them. As while Izuku was fighting them, Izuku almost got stabbed by this girl by the name of Jane. As Izuku says this, who the hell are you? Are you some sort of, like, I don't know, like, goth girl? As she says this, "Ah, my boss is currently trying to take down all of these creatures, and he wants you. Don't know why, and I don't care. The name's Jane. Jane the Killer." As Izuku says this, "Hello, Miss Jane the Killer. The name's Izuku Midoriya or whatever. Anyway, can't wait to murder you." So, Izuku gets off a shot of, well, wind at her, but unfortunately she dodges it. Izuku starts transforming into his demigod form by letting, well, Ketsu bite off. Not bite off, more like bite a piece of his meat. Not like actual meat, more like a part of his blood. Like amounts of blood, which turns him into his, well, demigod form. Izuku starts charging towards her, but Izuku, well, was stopped at the nick of time by this teenage girl. She's wearing a pink dress, but seems to be wearing a leather jacket over it. She also seems to have this almost deformed, well, whatever it is, it looks like a patch of darkness on her face. It's basically a part of her face, like this black, almost weird looking material, almost similar to leather. She also has a black horn on her head. She also has a red eye, but the other one, which is a little bit normal, is a normal eye. She also had large claws upon where normal human hands are supposed to be, and also has almost skinny slash almost bulky legs. As she says this, "Are you okay, Jane?" As Jane says this, "Nice one, Lazari." "Okay, Lazari, let's take him down, but not kill him. Boss told me to well, just capture him." As Lazari says this, "Alright," so she starts charging towards Izuku and gets ready for a punch, but Izuku gets a block in. As Izuku starts running away, Izuku says this, "Dang it, they they seriously are strong." As Izuku, while resting, Izuku hears something in the back alley. Izuku hears laughing. Unusual laughing. Izuku recognizes that laugh. That's the sound of Bakugo. So, Izuku sees Bakugo fighting against Ida and Native, and also seems to be fighting, well, another villain, being the hero killer. The hero killer gets ready to drink Bakugo's blood, but unfortunately, he gets knocked out and gets killed by Bakugo by several stabs. As Ida says this, "Who are you? Are you some sort of villain?" As he says this, "Oh, you don't remember me? You damn four eyes." As he says this, "No way. Bakugo, what are you doing this? Why are you doing this?" As he says this, It's all Izuku's fault. He should have been the loser. I'm always should have been the king of this school, but he ruined it. It's all his fault. I'm gonna kill you as an example. But Izuku, like, what do you call it? Ejects. As Izuku says this. Alright, Bakugo. So, now you're a villain? Heh, I would never see you as a villain. Actually, I consider you as more of a war crime specialist. Because, well, your explosions. As he says this. What did you say, nerd? Ugh. As Izuku says this. What? I'm telling the truth. I mean, you're the type of guy that would always cause explosions, so I would always see you probably like, how do I say it? Like, doing something bad towards the Geneva Convention or something. As he says this. Alright, now you're gonna die first, nerd! He starts charging towards Izuku with explosions, running through his back, propelling him, and wielding his knife to get ready to stab Izuku right across the head. But Izuku dodges it, running at the speed of sound thanks to his wind manipulation. As he says this, now, torrent wind, serpent's gale. As a wind serpent, or like a projection of, well, the feathered serpent, aka Quetzalcoatl, comes out. As he sees a serpent with almost bird-like qualities, and has, as he starts getting slashed all over, but Bakugo doesn't die. He just stands up, as Bakugo said this. You really are strong, nerd, but I'm stronger. Ever since I left UA, I've been getting into fights, especially with the people that are so-called the League of Villains or whatever the fuck they're called. Now, when I kill you, I'm gonna become the #1 hero by killing All Might, and nobody will stop me, no matter the fucking cost. As Izuku says this, you never change, Bakugo. Well then, guess I have to make you an example. Izuku lets Ketsu bite off a piece of his, well, hand again, which several of these tattoos come, well, to his body, like these almost like green serpent-like, well, protrusions or snake tails. As Izuku says this, now feel the power of. Izuku kind of laughs. Izuku says this, feel the power of the feathered serpent, Quetzalcoatl. As his body starts changing more and more, he gains, well, bird-like wings. 4 sets. Not 4 sets, I meant 2 sets. Like, he gets 4 wings. He gains well, a tail with a almost bird-like, crest, like, upon it. Like a bird's tail. And it's rainbow colored. As Izuku says this. Now, rapid rail. I meant, I meant, actually I meant this. Rapid gale. Serpent's torrent chaos. As several tornadoes started appearing around the city. As he started coming towards Bakugo. As it causes Bakugo to get shredded. After the attack, Izuku grabs him by the neck. As Izuku says this. Now do you repent, you stupid mortal? I am a god. I am one of the great wonders of the Mayan world. They call me Quetzalcoatl. And unfortunately, you mortal, you're nothing more than a piece of trash. Actually, below that, even more below that, you're scum. Human garbage. Anyway, it's time for you to die. as the blade starts spinning rapidly like a chainsaw. As Ida says this. Wait, Izuku, or whatever you call yourself, as Izuku says this, or Quetzal in this case. Hmm. So, what do you want, mortal? Do you want to sacrifice yourself? Do you give me more offerings? As he says this, no. Why are you doing this? Even though he tried to kill me, it doesn't mean that you have to kill him. We can just bring him to Alcatraz, or even to Tartarus. Izuku slash Quetzal, well, stands there. Or should I say float there, because Izuku slash Quetzal is basically flying. Izuku slash Quetzal says this. Fine then, mortal. Izuku, or should I say Quetzal, creates air handcuffs, which Baku tries to run away, but he couldn't walk because, well, there's handcuffs handcuffed to his feet. As Izuku says this. Alright, mortal. Tell this All Might to try and bring him to Alcatraz, or even Tartarus. Make him pay for his sins. We're trying to hurt people. As he says this, alright. As after, well, Quetzal gets control of Izuku, Izuku falls down to the ground. Well, basically knocked out. Wait for a second. So, when Izuku gets knocked out, well, this faceless figure comes towards Izuku's body. As, well, Ida says this. Who are you? Another villain? He gets ready to attack him, but one of these, well, people, specifically Jane, well, blocks the attack by using her knife as almost like a shield. As he says this. As she says this. Alright. Hey, Slens. As the faceless figure says this. What is it, Jane? As she says this. Well, let's go now. Besides, it's already densely packed with several sorry about that. Wait, wait for it. Sorry about that. It's already densely packed with several people. Maybe even some with that even pictures of us. As, well, Slens that he's currently being called. Well, Slen says this. Alright, let's go. Alright, Lazari, use your powers immediately. As she says this. Sure, Papa. She teleports them back home. As Ida, before he can, well, question them and even bring them to justice, they disappear in smoke, never to be seen again. So, yeah, back to the, well, to UA High, where they're basically talking. So, after Ida brings Bako to Tartarus, where he's incarcerated right now, well, several of these, well, people, after being told that Izuku was captured by these, well, quote-unquote villains, they started, well, getting ready to try and find him. Sorry about that. Wait. So, sorry about that. So, after, well, researching, they found out that these so-called, well, faceless man that he was talking about, I'm talking about Ida, he says this. I'm talking about Nezu. Nezu says this. It seems that the man in your description seems to be sounding like a specific urban legend, Ida. As he says this. Urban legend? That sounds crazy. As he says this. Yeah, but I still believe this theory. So, it turns out that the man that you described sounds like a person known as the Slender Man, said to be a faceless, almost suited, slender, and also tall man with the ability to create tentacles, right, Ida? As he says this. Yeah, he carried Izuku within these weird looking tentacles or whatever. They almost look like they were made out of tar or whatever. Like seriously, as well the wait for a sec. As Nezu says this, if it really is the Slender Man, I'm guessing he's probably gonna use him for special means. I don't know yet, but I'm taking a bet that it's not gonna be good. As one of them being, well, wait for a second. Diana says this. Wait, why are we here? As three other people are here, being Diana, Lilith, and Momo. As Lilith said this, yeah, I mean, we are, well, technically roommates and also, well, quite good friends with Izuku. Why are we actually here? As, well, wait for a second. As Nezu says this, well, it's because you probably know him the best. And also, Miss, well, Yayurozu. As Momo said this, yes, he says this. Well, because of your, well, family's technology and also, well, famous, manufacturing, well, things, like, for example, drones, hero items, we meet you in this fight, specifically to try and find Izuku, as she says this. Right, I will gladly do that for you. I will gladly do that, especially if it's for Izuku's sake, as both, well, wait for a second, Diana and Lilith, I meant both Diana and Lilith kind of look in, well, anger a little bit, but Lilith keeps her composure for now. So, after, well, a bit of discussions, well, wait for a second. After Nezu tells Momo that she's going to be finding, or at least getting some drones so they can find, well, Izuku, and also telling, well, actually telling both Diana and Lilith alone that they should use their powers and also call the SCP Foundation to try and find, well, to try and find Izuku. So, yeah, that's basically what happens. So, yeah, this will be the end of the episode because this will be a cliffhanger. And, yeah, so, I hope you liked the video. Comment and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.